Hello students, today we will discuss about fourth normal form. In last lecture we have seen Boyce Codd normal form. Now today let us see what is a fourth normal form. To understand fourth normal form, let us take the example of relation student. The student relation has three attributes: student ID, subject and activity. We will assume that a student will have more than one subject and he can participate in more than one activity. Because of this assumption, a single attribute cannot be a key in this relation. So what we have to do is we need to form a composite primary key of attributes student ID, subject and activity. Okay, now we will assume that student ID 100 is having subject music and accounting, and at the same time he is participating in swimming and tennis activity. Similarly, student ID 150 is having subject maths and he is participating in activity jogging. Okay, now what is the relation between student and subject and activity? Okay, so they are not functionally dependent to each other, because by knowing the student ID you will get multiple value of subject, and by knowing the student ID you will get the multiple value of activities in which he is participating. Now this type of dependency you call it as an multi-value dependency. Okay, now suppose we will try to store this information in this particular way, where a student ID 100 has subject music and he is participating in swimming activity. Similarly, student ID 100 is having subject accounting and he is participating in tennis activity. And student ID 150 having subject maths and he is participating in jogging. Okay, now this information is misleading in the sense that it will represent this way, that the student will perform swimming activity only and only when he is learning music. Similarly, the student ID will play tennis only and only when he is learning accounting. Now this type of information is misleading because the subject and activities are completely independent to each other. Okay, so his subjects and his activities are completely independent to each other. Okay, so to prevent such misleading conclusions, what we do is we store all the combination of measures and activity, as you can see over here. Okay, so student ID 100 of student, for student ID 100 we have stored all the combination of subjects and activity. Okay, so student ID 100 music, swimming, student ID 100 accounting, swimming, student ID 100 music, tennis, and student ID 100 accounting and tennis. So all the combinations are stored in this way. Okay, now suppose the student ID now 100 wants to participate in some another activity like uh, skiing. Okay, so what we will do is we will insert the record. For example, student ID 100 and he is learning some subject and he is participating in skiing. Okay, now again what it will imply is that he will do skiing when he will learning music subject. Okay, again to make this data consistent, what we have to do is we have to add another row where we will say that student ID 100 while he is learning accounting again he can do skiing. Okay, right? So this is what you call it as an modification anomalies, because we need to do lot of modification for inserting a very simple data. Okay, so in general a multi-value dependency exists when a relation has at least three attributes. Two of them are multi-valued and their value depends on the third attribute. Okay, so the subject and activity, they are multi-valued. Okay, and their value depends on the student ID. Okay, and still there exists a modification anomaly in this relation. Okay, now if you will see to the student relation, whether this relation is in a first normal form, yes. Whether this relation is in third normal form, yes, because there is no non-key attribute. Whether this relation is in a third normal form, yes, because there is no transitive dependency. Whether this relation is in a Boyce Codd normal form, yes. Why? Because all the three attributes are the part of key. Okay, still there exists a modification anomaly. So what you will do is we will split the relation into two relations. Like the first relation will be student subject and the second relation will be student activity. Okay, there is a spelling mistake. I will simply correct it. Okay, student activity. Okay, now in the student subject relation, the key will be student ID and subject. Okay, and in the student activity relation, the key will be student ID and activity. Okay, now whether now again, if you will see to this, we don't need to find the functional dependency student subject. Why? Because there are two attributes and both of them are the key, and again in student activity relation also student ID and activity, both of them are keys, right? Okay, now whether student subject relation is in a first normal form, yes. Whether it is in a second normal form, yes, because there is no non-key attribute. Whether it is in a third normal form, yes, because there is no transitive dependency, it is in a Boyce Codd normal form. And now again there is no anomaly in this relation. Okay, now if you see to the student activity relation, then it is in a first normal form, yes. It is in a second normal form because there is no transitive dependency, because there is no non-key attribute. It is in a third normal form because there is no transitive dependency, and it is in a Boyce Codd normal form. Okay, so this is what you call it as an fourth normal form. Okay, I hope this will help you to understand what is fourth normal form. Thank you.